here on episode 99. So excited. Want to introduce you to my friend Michael Arias, the dental marketer. I recently got to sit down and have a conversation with him about ground marketing. Dude, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
So glad. Picked you up at the airport last night, all the way from LA. Before we get into kind of like what you're doing today, back up, man. Let's start at the beginning. How did you get in dentistry?
Okay, so how I got into dentistry, I had a buddy who was a consultant and he was going through a lot of stress on how to get new patients. And he's like, if you can get me at least 10 new patients by like the end of a couple days or like a couple weeks, I'll give you $1,000. And I was like, let's do it, right? So then
Nice.
I tried and I did, but it took forever, right? It took so long. I recall like my first day, it took me 12 hours to get just one new patient. But after that, I started creating strategies, building up more tactics, more ways to say things to businesses and corporations and things like that. I got really good at it, really, really good. And then I started working with that dentist full time, and then other dentists in that area wanted to hire me, and I didn't want to be spread out too thin, right? Obviously. So then I just said, okay, let me make a blog. And I started typing all my tactics or what I knew at that moment, because every day you kind of learn more, right? So I started typing everything out, created a blog. I got tired of typing. So then I just started talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
So if you hear like my first maybe 15 episodes, it's just me talking like to myself. And then I started wanting to conversate with people in the space and getting their minds into it, right?
Which is actually how we met, because you reached out to me. I think you started getting in the space and you were like, well, who else is doing this? You found us. You reached out to me and said, hey, would you want to be a guest on the show? And I was like, yeah, of course. So like I was episode 30, which is cool. Like, so now, if you put all yours together, man, you got to be close to like 200 episodes.
Yeah, I think I'm over 200 episodes if I put it all together.
Yeah.
I never thought it would take me where it's taken me, right?
Yeah.
Just speaking and interviewing people, but here I am.
Yeah, so 2 years in, you've got the podcast. It's definitely, your network has grown a ton. Especially in the startup world. I feel like everybody knows you. Everybody's interacting with either your Facebook page or the podcast. But let's go back to ground marketing for a minute. Mm-hmm. It's you kind of made up that word. That it's not like that never existed, but you've been like the first one in dentistry to talk about it, and you've definitely are known as the expert. Released your first course on it. Let's start with what is ground marketing?
So, so the first time I did make up the term ground marketing, because it's kind of like guerrilla marketing. Yeah. But I like to say it's more sophisticated. It's more like if you want it, go out and get it. That's what ground marketing is. Plain and simple, right? So it's more tactics with like strategies, more sophisticated. If we were to say, okay, you know what? I want to get more high cases, right? I'm going to go talk to cosmetic surgeons. You're the cosmetic surgeon. I'm like, hey, Josh, or maybe I'm talking to your front office, right? So I'm like, hi, can I have some of your information? And then they're going to be like, yeah, sure. Do you have an appointment or something? And then I'm going to be like, no, I'm actually the dental office right down the street. And I wanted to have your information on hand ready for when our patients do ask about, because we do have some patients who ask about like your procedures, and I just wanted to give it to them, And then they're gonna be like, yo, definitely, yeah, let me go get some stuff for you, right? And then they get all excited, and you're like, cool, then they give you the information, and then you're like, cool, could I ever give you guys some of our information too? Like they feel in depth. They're like, the least we can do is say, yeah, man, come on, give us some of your information. I come by, give some of the information, and then that's how you start building rapport. You can drop off a sign-up sheet too, get the employees to sign up. But that right there, do you see how it kind of all funneled, right? Yeah. That's what ground marketing to me is, like where you're actually out there in person. It doesn't have to be the doctor or the dentist or whatever, right? It can be their employee. Yeah, no, I tend to, before I kind of came across you, I would call it like hustle marketing, like just getting out there and hustling, you know? Which in the beginning of a startup, it's like, that's kind of what you got, is like your hustle, your time. So you just came out, you called it the first ever ground marketing course, and you just released that. Why? Like, what made you go that route versus kind of working, because in the beginning you were like working with dentists one-on-one, and then you kind of went to the course. Why the course? Because it covers more ground. Okay. Like it's just I have a team who does community research and everything like that, and they can find locations for you to set up at and stuff. But as far as when it comes to consulting and understanding ground marketing, it was just me who taught the dentist or who taught the ground marketer, their employee. So I needed a way to cover more ground faster, right? So I created a course, which is my whole coaching program is in that course. And every time I keep adding a little bit more to it, more tactics, things that I learned. Because I still go out there and ground market just for fun, right? So I can learn.
For fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, hey. And
Get your fix.
Yeah, like just a couple of weeks ago, I went out to see if I can still go to a couple CVS pharmacies and Walgreens and like set up outside. And yeah, I can. So I go out there, set up, I get leads to come in, figure new ways. And then I'll just give it to a dentist near the area. I'm like, hey, here's some leads for you guys, right? And they're like, cool, all right.
Funny.
But that way I can like add more value to these things, right? So anyways, the course, that's why I came out with it too. But at the same time, I came out with it because like you can take it at your own pace, at your own time. But our team is on top of you though. Yeah. Like we do push.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. So kind of our backstories, we connected initially on the podcast, and then I remember last summer you gave me a call and said, hey, have you seen this dentist video that's gone viral? Her name's Ashley Ovez. She's starting a practice called Smile Bar at the time.
Yeah.
And it's got like 10,000 views, and I was like, no. And you were like, I think you guys should work with her. From that though, so I mean, we started working with her, but then you guys got together on this project called The Making of Smile & Co. Tell me about that and kind of where that's going.
That snowballed really fast, man. It went really well. So I got Ashley on the interview after seeing her Facebook Live, and her Facebook Live got like so many views, right? Yeah. And so to be honest, I just jumped on the train. Like, I'm not even gonna like, hey, I made this. No, like she was making it herself, but I just jumped on and I was like, you know, it'd be cool. After her interview, I just said, if we documented all this, but like, you have to be open about everything. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just, if I ask you how much does this cost, like, let me know even the cents of everything. And so, yeah, we did that, and people started helping out and you can ask her, man, it started helping out so many people. Tons of people reach out to her, they still do. And so, yeah, that's created like a Facebook group. It hasn't even been a year that that Ashley started it. And it has over 5,000 members. Our listeners are always engaging with her and Smile & Co. and The Making Of. And now we got people who want to be documented next. Like we kind of have like an audition process. I'm like, hey, you got to give us a video, why you want to be the next person, right? Not just because you want freebies and all these things.
Yeah.
What's the real reason?
Little like America's Got Talent kind of.
Yeah. Like, I want to see tears and you know, like exciting stuff. So basically, I mean, that's really, and now we do plan to take it. It's going to grow its own thing, right? It's The Making Of. It's going to be its own thing because it has helped out so many startups. So
then you see other practices like this down the road and just continuing the series. I mean, sponsorships involved, and if
there's anybody who wants to sponsor, but
it's a great place to get involved. I mean, you guys are definitely bringing attention right now to the whole startup community. I mean, it's benefited us for sure. So anybody who wants to jump in on that would be smart. Yes. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks so much for being here. If somebody's interested in getting to know more like what you do or getting in contact with you, what's the best place to direct them? Yeah, the best way is if you guys want to hear more about anything dental marketing related or the podcast or ground marketing, just go to the podcast, the Dental Marketer Podcast, or they can find me on Instagram and Facebook under The Dental Marketer. Yeah. And I'm probably most responsive on Instagram. Yeah, for sure. You may know this because you've probably watched some of the shows, but I always let the guests kind of ask the question of the episode. So you get to ask the look on your face. You get to ask the question of the episode, man. Do you guys watch The Office? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's fair. That might actually get more responses than normal questions do. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, guys. The Office or Parks and Rec? Good question. What do you think? The Office. No, they're both really good. They're so good.
I don't know what it is, but The Office, I can always.
But see, you're watching The Office right now, right?
Well, it's always like, it's background noise. It's background noise, yeah. It's just like, it's there on.
We're in the middle of Parks and Rec, so I might lean that way right now.
Okay.
Cool. Well, dude, hey, I just want to tell you, you're doing an amazing job.
Thanks, man.
Loved getting to know you over the past few years. I think what you're doing is super, super solid and important. And more than that, like, what I want everybody to know is, like, there's a really good guy behind all that too, like somebody they can trust.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so important, right? Like, man, I want like the good guys to win, you know? And because there's so many people out there that are doing stuff that you're like, I don't know, you know, like, good program, but you know, I want to see the good guys win. Love what you're doing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So guys, that wraps up episode 99. The link to the article is down below. Best place to get in touch with me is on Instagram @Joshua Scott. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, man.
Killed it. All right, we'll catch you next time.